Hello everyone, welcome in this series of learning the Python for Selenium. Today we are going to cover the loop control statements in Python, that is while loop or for loop. So let us understand what is a need of having a loop statements. So let's say this is my new, let's create a new Python package instead of Python file. Let's say we'll name it as loop statements. So sometimes it will take some time to refresh it. Just wait. So you can see the package is created. Now let's create a while loop demo, a Python file. Let's say I want to print 100 numbers. Okay. So how do we print them? Print one. Then I'll just copy this. The next line. Print two. And then print three. So here we can see this print statement, these enclosures are same, but I'm just changing the value of which I'm going to print here. Okay, some number. Okay, let's say we'll save this variable. So when I run it, so you all can see this statement is getting executed again and again. So 1, 2, 3. Let's say if I want to save my efforts and if I want to print the 1000 numbers or 100 numbers. So for this, Python is providing this looping mechanism. So how to go to the loop? Let us understand that first. So I'll save this number into some variable. Let's say I equal to 1 because this number is started with 1. Now again, what we will do, we'll use this syntax of while loop. So what is the syntax of while loop? So first we have to initialize one variable, let's say I. Then we have to use a while keyword with condition. The output of this condition will be either true or false. If the output of this condition is true, then program control will come inside. Otherwise, if this is false, program control will go here onto the next line, where after the indent, we are adding one statement to be executed based on the condition. Now, how many times we want to iterate based on that, we want to increment this value of initialized variable. So we are using this increment operator. So here also we have to give indent. So if you will not give the indent, it will execute in another way. So we'll understand that later on. But first of all, just understand what is the importance of indent here. We have to give the indent here. What is the importance of condition? What is the importance of initialization? And what is the importance of increment? So let us come back to our Python code. Okay, so we'll initialize the variable as per the syntax. So let's say this is a syntax. So we'll add, we have initialized this variable. Okay, so this is a variable initialization. Then while we have to take some condition. Okay, how many numbers we wanted to print? 3 means what will be the maximum value of initialized variable? That will be less than or equal to 3. Okay, or we can say less than 4. If it is less than 4, then value of I can be from 1 to 3 because 4 is not less than 4. But let us take this as equal to 3 so that we can understand we want to print all these 3 values. Okay, now we are incrementing the value of I. So here a colon is expected as per the syntax, as we have seen. Here there is a colon. Now this value of this can be true or false, that we have learned, right? So let us print this. Print I is less than or equal to 3. So if I print it, let's say I'll cut this and I'll run this. So if we run it, we can print the value of I less than equal to 3. Since this is a condition, its output will be true or false. Okay, now based on this, I want to print here. Here there will be indent, so I use this print statement to be executed, and I'll print the value of I. Now after this, we are going to increase I with this syntax. So I plus equal to 1. So this is how we have converted this manual looping into automated looping. So let us do the dry run first. Okay, so here we are using the condition, here the statement to be executed, and here there is an increment and decrement operator. Now let us understand when this program will execute, but before that let us do the dry run. So when this line of code will get executed, value of I will be 1. Okay, now program control will come here. While I is less than equal to 3, 1, the value of I in the memory is less than equal to 3 is true or false. This is true. If it would have been false, then program control would have been came here. So this is now true. So when this is true, this statement will be printing the value of I from the memory. What is the current value of I in the memory? 1. So what will be our output? 1. And program control will go to the, cursor control will go to the next line. Now program control will come here. This I plus 1 means I equal to I plus 1. So what is the value of I in the memory currently? 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So this new value will go to this variable location, and the new value will become 2. Now after this line of code is getting executed, program control will again not go to the next line, but it will go to the condition, and it will again check the condition. What is the current value of I in the memory? That is 2. 2 is less than equal to 3. Yes, true. So program control will come here, and it will again print the current value of I from the memory. So current value of I is 2. So output will be 2, and cursor will go to the next line. Now here again program controller will come here after printing the current value from the memory. So it will be I equal to I plus 1. So current value of I is in the memory is 2 plus 1. The new value will become 3. So this older value will get erased and new value will be sent to the memory. Now after this, program control will go to not to the next line, but it will go to the condition. Okay. Now I is less than equal to 3. Now current value of I is 3. 3 is less than equal to 3 is true. So program control will again come inside since this is true, and it will print the value of I from the memory. So current value of I from the memory is 3. So it will print 3, and program cursor will go to the next line, and here it will not go to the next line, but it will go to increment this value of I. So current value of I in the memory is 3 plus 1 equal to 4. So the new value in the memory is now 4. Now program control will not go to the next line, line number 8, but it will again go to the condition. Now it will check 4 is the current value of I in the memory. 4 is less than equal to 3. Condition is false. So as soon as condition is false, program control will go to line number 8, that is outside the for loop. Okay, and the program execution will be ended up. This is how we have done the dry run of this program. Now we have successfully done the dry run. We have taken the output. Do this practice when you are new to the programming. Don't be lazy for doing this dry run. Okay, capture each and every step how this program flow will go during this for loop, after incrementing each value and after checking each condition from the initialization. So let us learn it. The output should be 1, 2, and 3. We can see the output should be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is how the while loop will work. Now in Python, we can use the break statement inside the while loop. So what is the syntax of it? It will check the condition. It will go inside. And if we want to stop, let's say I want to print 3 numbers, but as soon as I found that value of I is 2, I want to stop. Okay, so we can provide here the condition. So how to do it? Let's say before this, print if I equals to 2. So these 3 values are printed. Let's say this is 5 and I want to stop at, let's say, 3. Okay, first we'll print the 3 values, let's say 10 values. Okay, I'll just remove this if and I'll run this code. You can see all 10 values are printed. Let's say as soon as I see the value of I6, I want to break, I want to stop, because I don't want to go further for printing rest of the numbers. Okay, so let's say I will take I equal to 100, and as soon as value of I is, let's say, 69, and then I want to stop. These all values are printed right from all values. So I want to stop here as soon as I'll get the value of I. So we can say if I equal to 69, then I want to break. So we'll write the break here, break statement. Okay, so or we can write like this as shown in the syntax. Okay, so if condition colon and let's say we have to add a break here because it is a under if. Okay, I'll just run it. Let's see syntax. So it has stopped at 68 because it has value of I is 69, and since we are stopping it here, so when value of I is 69, it will not go further. As soon as it was 69, it hasn't went further. It has just printed up to 68. So this is how this break statement will work. Now, we can use the else statement also with the while loop. Okay, so when it will be executed, as soon as this condition will become false, if you want to print some statements, if this condition will become false, but when this condition will become false, when entire loop is executed based on this condition. Okay, so here in our case, let's say here our condition will become false. I'll just remove this break. Our condition will become false when value of I is 100, is 101. Okay, so here what we can do, we have to follow this syntax. Else is, you can see this is here just below to the while, so not inside this. So here we have not given the indent, so it is just parallel to the while, and here we are giving the indent. Okay, so here print, so while condition false, so program will reach outside the while. Okay, so I'll just print it here like this. Okay, I'll run it. So you can see it will print all the numbers up to 100, and here while condition is false and program will reach outside the while loop now. So it will end here and it will execute the next line. So if you want to print such output based on this false condition, then we can use this else in else statement with the while loop. So this is the while loop. Then for loop and while loop both are same. Okay, it's your choice which you wanted to use when, but functionality wise or iteration wise, both the loops are same. Okay, but now we are going to understand this for loop. So what I'll do, just create a new Python file for loop demo. Okay, so let us say this is my Python file. Okay, so let us understand the syntax first. Okay, this for is a Python keyword. This is a variable. Okay, we used to initialize the variable in while loop in range of value, and we want to print the statement up to this range. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just copy the previous while loop because both are same. Okay, let's say up to this, I'll just run it. So it is printing these 100 numbers. Okay, dry run, everything will remain same. Okay, now how to convert this for loop into the while loop, this while loop into the for loop. Okay, so we'll just try to do this. This is a variable, we are not initializing the variable. Okay, so this step is not required. Okay. So the initial value of x, what it will be, will print it, but the starting from 0 by default. Okay, if we want to have it from 1, then we'll see later on, but initially the value of x or whatever I is 0. So here we had initialize it I equal to 1. Instead that, what I'll do, for I in, and we'll use this range function. We'll understand what is function later on, but for now this is a function. So we have to pass the value up to what maximum value I want to pass, let's say 3. Okay, now here you can add the print statement after the one indent. So print, now this I. Okay, so this is the difference. We don't need to initialize the value, or we don't need to increment the value. Okay, by default this value will be 0. Okay, if we want it 1 or something, then we'll understand its syntax. So we can see 0, 1, 2. So let us do the dry run of this. Okay, so initially the when we execute, value of I will be 0. Initially value of I will be 0. Okay, then it will be automatically incremented up to 1, 2, and as soon as the value will become 3, then the loop will exit and the program control will go to the next line. So let me print it. So this is how the 0, 1, 2 are printed. Now let us say if we want to give the start value and end value, let's say you want to print the values from we can say 1 to 3. Okay, this is by default 0 to 3 if we don't give this parameter. So these values will get printed from 1 to 2. Let's say you want to print from 50 to 100. Okay, so you can see here all values from 50 to 100 are printed. Okay, means up to 99, less than 100. This is not like when you give 100 it should print 100, it will be 100 minus 1. Okay, so next, this is an important point to note. If we give the last value as 100, it will not reach up to that exact value, but it will reach start from 0. So it will consider that the value of I is here 99. Okay, now let us understand it. So okay, so here we can give the increment value. Let us say here by default it is incrementing by 1. So 50, then 51. Let's see if you want to increment by 2, then again it will, first value will be 50 and next will be 52. So we can increment it by this way. We can see 50, 52, 54. So we can increment by some value. Okay, so we have to, if we want to increment by 3, then we have to give here 3. Now we can use the else statement with the for loop. So how to use it? As soon as this condition, this range is finished and this condition will become false, then parallelly here we have to write this else statement and we have to print the value, print some message. Let's say for loop condition has become false since this statement got printed before exit from for loop. Okay, so we have printed this statement. Now let me run it. So when we'll run it, you all can see at 98 this was ended up. So for loop condition has become false since this statement is executed. So when as soon as this range is finished and condition become false, it will reach out to the else block. So this is the syntax of it. Now this is like similar way like while loop. Let's say if you want to break somewhere, okay, we can use the break statement. Okay, so by adding the condition, let's say as soon as you find the value of I as 78 and I want to break here, so what I can do, I can add a condition here. If I equal to 78, then we want to break. Okay, so let me run it. So it will not print further values of 70 yet. So it will just go to 76 because we are incrementing by 2. Hope you all have liked this video. If you have really liked this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. Thank you all.